Hello viewers, Mike here. Welcome back to the shop. And today we want to kick off a new video series on the refurbishment of my 1939 16-inch Doall bandsaw, which was a recent purchase. And the object here is to not do a concourse restoration, but rather make it look presentable and bring it up into good working condition and get this sucker back into service. So before we start tearing this apart, let's take a little bit closer look at what we're going to do. Well, the first thing we notice is that the paint is pretty rough, and it looks like somebody has started to work on this thing at one time because I see some, looks like sanding marks, and pretty much all the loose paint is off this thing, and so it kind of leaves it looking like it has leprosy, but everything is relatively here. You know, the speed indicator, which I don't know how much I would use this, but you know, it's kind of traditional to have this on the front of a Doall. It kind of marks as a Doall. The model is a Doall Metal Master, and looking up the serial numbers off from the tag here, the first two numbers are the year it was made, and they start with 39. So now the individual I bought it from did run it for a second just to show me the motor runs. It's an old 3-phase motor, and the speed indicator does work. It has a blade sharpener, and I know the motor turns on it. I did see that. I'm not used to this style. I've never really run one this old. I'm not sure whether the blade welder is going to work, but it has the heat settings and the annealing feature on it, and the little grinder. And if you notice, I do have the table off from it, and the table's just down here to my left. You can't see it right now, but the trunnion is in good shape. And this evidently the older models don't have the feature of the elevation on the blade guide, the top blade guide mechanism here. It looks to me like you just loosen it up and pull it up and down where you want it, which is okay because I won't change that much. And so the one thing that I noticed is the bottom wheel, and I could hear while he ran it, it just rattled like crazy. Behind this wheel, on the back side, inside the case, is where the 2-speed transmission resides, and it's directly behind this wheel. I can rattle this wheel back and forth. You can probably see this, or if nothing else, you can hear this. But that bearing is shot, and it just rattled like crazy when they ran the motor. So I'm willing to bet that I'm going to have to rebuild this transmission and put new bearings on it, which is okay. I just hope all the gears and so forth are good, because I don't know if you can actually get a new transmission for this thing, or even a used transmission. The parts, from what I've seen from Doall, which Doall is still in service, but from what I've seen, the parts are just astronomically priced. And so, you know, I'll buy aftermarket stuff as much as possible for the generic items. The tires on the wheels are pretty well shot on the top and the bottom, where the teeth have ripped into it through the years. And I looked at Doall. It seemed like the belts or the tires were like $385 a piece, but I can buy them through either eBay or Amazon. I can buy them for about $25 a set. So that's definitely the way I'll go. So let's look at this a little bit closer. And this is the power feed down here, or the feed assist, this foot pedal. And it's all there, it'll work. But a friend of mine the other day was playing with it and managed to get the weight dislodged from its linkage. Now around and back, You can see there's about almost 80 years of gunk and dirt and mouse nests. I vacuumed some of the mice nests out of there the other day. This is the weight, which is dropped down into the bottom of the case. I'll have to reattach that. That's no big deal. And then up here we're looking at the transmission, and that's the item we're going to have to take off and replace the bearings and go through it and put new oil in. And this is the Vera drive. It's made out of Bakelite. I hope I don't have to buy new wheels for that, but you know, I'm going to try to face those down. They are quite worn. And that's a little air pump down there to blow the chips off of your workpiece as you're sawing. I have no idea what condition that's in, but we'll look into that one too. So other than a lot of cleaning down here, we won't be painting that in here, but a lot of cleaning and rebuilding, and we'll get that taken care of. This is looks like the original wiring on this thing too, so we'll be taking this panel off and looking at the inside and see what we have to do, if possible, to get this blade welder going, and probably be putting new wires on it and probably new switches. These are magnetic switches. I don't see any motor starters or anything on this thing, so this is definitely old school. This is where you change from high to low speed on this thing. And I'm not sure what's in here. It looks like a transformer, probably transformer to get to 3-phase to 110 for the lights and some of the other paraphernalia. So that pretty well sums it up. That's our mission, and I'm kind of looking forward to getting going on this thing. And oh yeah, here's the table. The table's in really good shape, so not much to do to that. Not even real rusty. So yeah. And let me tell you, this is heavy. This table, I don't know how much this table weighs. That thing has a lot of cast iron in it. It's not just a cored out thin shell of cast iron. That thing is probably 2.5 inches thick in places underneath there. And the whole machine has got a lot of iron in it, and boy, they really made them heavy back then. I think needlessly so. This was about the tippiest, heaviest piece of equipment for what it is to move that I've been involved in. So okay, that's what we are working with, and this will be part 1, and part 2 we'll start to tear this thing down and see what we need to do. Okay, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you the next time.